Okay, my Forex family, this is Sydney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas. Okay, my Forex family, this is Sydney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, and we are the trading places. All right, let's get to work. Let's look for some trades here. First up is gold. All right, where this thing will move down here. Good enough. All right. So this is probably the most popular chart is a 1 hour chart. Kind of gives you live data. It doesn't give you a great picture, but it kind of gives you detail of what's happening in the market right now. It's obvious here that you can just look at it. It shows it's going down. Okay. Last few hours it really took a dive versus 10 hours ago when it opened up, or 11 hours ago, whenever was it, 9 a.m. in the morning. It was kind of in a range here. Let's take a look here. So it kind of came down here and it bounced up a little bit, came down here and it bounced really hard. And just like every time a market closes, it kind of surges the other way. Most of the time, not all the time. But gold is traded at all time frames, but I mean all over the world. But it's kind of slows down between 4 and 6. All trades do. But anyway, let's look at a longer time frame to see what is happening here. I like to look at the 120. Okay. It's kind of, gold is very volatile. It reacts when the US 30 is going up. Usually gold goes down. So let's just kind of compare that. It's kind of taking a downturn here. What is US 30 doing? Retail sales were pretty good today. So I mean, for reports for June. So it kind of went up and it kind of just went sideways there too. Stock market didn't do too much today. So let's go back to gold. But anyway, here is, if you look at it, I'm putting my a horizontal line on the highest it's ever been, and it hasn't tested it since what's this, July 8th, right around there, July 9th. It hasn't been there since. It's just kind of floating here, up and down, up and down. Don't get me wrong, these moves here are huge because we're looking at a 120-minute candle. But right here, we do have a trend of going down. Right now, with the coronavirus, I really don't like using the indicators to trade gold with the US 30 because it's just so volatile. But see right here, this is the money street, right? And it looks like it's at the bottom. So what's going to end up happening is usually when things are at the bottom, it kind of goes to the top, kind of like here. See how it was? It just kind of, let's put a vertical line. You see right there, it doesn't bring it, but it's right about there is when it's at its lowest, right? So from here, it'll just pop back up to go to the other side. But at any given time, it doesn't show. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. My router was flashing, so I had to go. Anyway, so if you look at this here, this follows the money. It doesn't from when you're looking at when you're live, you can't tell what side of the RSI or the street the money is. So, like I said, whatever is down must go up. It just doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go all the way across. So all we can depend on is what the money is doing right now. So if you look at this live, let's go back over here. We're all the way back to July 10th. Let me just erase this. If you're looking at July 10th, right there, it shows that the gold in this particular case was going down. You could just see it. So right here, it shows that the money's going down. But look, this light colored screen means that there's pressure for it to go up. And so I don't remember what the screen looked like, but let's take a look at it. And you also have to look at right here, this little arrow. Let me put this little arrow up here. You see that little arrow right there? Like I said yesterday, these little squiggly lines here, it's called a Bollinger Band, and it measures volume. In this case, it's kind of going in a downward direction. That's why I put this big arrow right here. Let me you see my cursor a little bit better. Do you see how it touched the bottom of this line, like this line here, but it touched the bottom of this line? Okay, most of the time, that's like a support line. And what it'll do, the money will bounce off of that and go up. So let me put this cursor away here. And let's just advance to the next frame. Let's see what happens. See, since there's pressure for it to go up, I'm assuming the next move will be up. Whoops, next one. Nice one. So this candle just went up, and we're looking at a 120-minute candle. It took 2 hours to complete this candle, but from here to here, it moved in 2 hours. It moved $9. That's huge. That's lots and lots of money. Okay, so is it going to continue to go up? We'll see. There's no signal for it yet. But let's just take a look what happens. Look at that. This is a great move. So right there, it hit this line. It went past it. This is probably where you wanted to get out. Now let's go over to the 60-minute. Let's take a look here. To get a close-up. So we did get a signal. This is why I like using the 60-minute chart. Let me go back here to show you how to get there. So you're looking at the King Solomon, and you have a 60-minute here, and you can easily just click on it, and then just type on your little keyboard 120M, and it changes it to 120. So let's go back to 60. And let's make this big again. Let's kind of move this over here. So when you get a signal, you could take the call right there, especially if you look before it and the candle was green. It's green, and it gives you a signal to take it. King Solomon sent you a signal to take this call. So boom, 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 boom. That is a huge, huge gain right there. And if you look at the money street, it was going right here. And as soon as you see it kind of moving sideways, that's when I get out. You see how the money moves? Let me get one of my drawing tools here. Do you see how the money's kind of moving sideways here? And it kind of is moving sideways here? This is where you get out. Okay? This is where I would get out, especially since I'll put another little. You see how you have an arrow here that goes up. It's a signal. That's another signal. That's another signal. And then it kind of hit that line right there. That is called a resistance line. Okay? This is, it's always going to test. Let's see. Now let's put a horizontal line up here. Where's my horizontal line? There it is. Okay, right there. If you kind of take a look at it where the body ends, to kind of put it right there, do you see where, like in this instance over here, let me get my highlighter. You see how this wick here, it touched that line, the body touched that line, the body touched that line, the body touched that line. There's like 10 or 12 different spots where the money touched it, went back up. Money touched it, went back up. This is where the money is testing this line. When the money's coming down and hit the line, this line is called a support line. When the money's coming from the bottom and it's going up and it hits a line, that's a resistance line. So each line is support and resistance. It just depends what side the money's on. So in this case, gold was going up and it hit this resistance line. And usually when that happens, it'll pop back down. Okay, so now let me see if I can, and this is kind of advanced here. Let me show you here. We're still going to concentrate in this area right here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see. If you can see right here, put a little arrow so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. There's this green candle, and then there's this candle here. There's a slight difference in size. If you're just looking at the body, I don't want you to look at the wick or the shadow. I want you to look at the size of the candle. When these two candles close and they've just hit a support or resistance line, and they're very similar in size or very similar to where they started and closed, if let's say the colors would have been inverse. Let's say it would have, and it's not 100%, but it happens a lot. When this candle, the red, is bigger than the green, it's probably going to go in the direction of the dominant candle. Okay, look at this one. You see how this one's really big and this one's really small? Which way did it go? This is called an engulfing candle. That's what that is. So when it gets to the point of like it didn't work here. Look at these two candles closed. This one's red and this one's green. Well, if that theory was 100%, it would have kept going down, right? Well, it didn't. It hit this and it bounced and went up. But in this case, when this one closed, and you could immediately see that it was going to go down. So you don't, if it does happen, then just keep on with it. Even King Solomon gave you a signal to go down. So that's good. But right here, it kind of went past this Bollinger Bar, this Bollinger Band, and it bounced back up. This is a gold is not a very good example to use this on these because it's just so volatile. It's just a slippery fish. But when you're dealing with Forex, it really works well. So let's move forward to Euro dollar. And let's put this at regular size here. Let's go to current. All right. Okay, so let's put the highest point of the most recent. So I like to put a horizontal line on the most highest high, right there. And then I like looking for the lowest low, which is right about here. And it seems like the money has been bouncing here recently, somewhere in this area. Let's take a look. And what I do, you see like these kind of went here and these kind of just didn't respect it. But I like looking for lines where there was a big candle like this. There's a big candle and it stopped. It stopped here and it bounced up. This one kind of, bouncing around here, just kind of stayed there for a little bit and it bounced. But this is what I'm looking for. So eventually the money is going to have to come back to this support or resistance line. So we're on Euro dollar on the 1 minute, on the 60-minute time frame. So right here, if you're looking at the money rope, it shows that it's in a downward trend. Let me put this here. So, but that doesn't mean that it's going to continue in that trend. the Bollinger Bands right here. And if you're a student and you have this charting system, it already comes preloaded with a Bollinger Band. So what I'm thinking here is the money's kind of moving sideways here, and I'll show you with the rectangle highlighter. The money's kind of moving sideways, and this is scary because no one knows what the market's going to do when the money's moving sideways. But if I was a betting man, I'm looking at these Bollinger Bands, and there's a lot of pressure for this to go down. I already put an arrow here. Let me erase that. There's a lot of pressure for it to go down. So right now the market's very, and there's a lot of low volume because the U.S. just closed a few hours ago. But we do have the Australian market let me see here I get so confused when everything closes and opens and all that stuff. Let me see. So, yeah, Australia just opened, and London's going to be opening here tonight around 2:30. So the volume should start to kick up here in a couple hours. And I think that euro dollar is going to go short. Right now, that King Solomon just sent a signal a few hours ago that it's going to move short. So that's what I think is going to happen. So I would write that down just to make sure. The next signal to go short, I would probably take that. So it's probably going to happen here in the next couple of hours. Let's look at the next trade. Let's look at dollar yen. Let's look at the 120. Okay, let's see where we are here. This is where the money just started, right here. Now, if this money is on an uptrend, you can just see it just by looking at it. Okay, it's going up. Okay, so what this looks like it's going to happen is, do you see how this back a couple days ago, the money hit here and it just fell. Okay, the money hasn't been there since. It's trying to get there, but it bounced further down. So I think it's going to do is it's going to try and test this market here, and it's on its way up to do it, and then it's going to fall back down. This was going up. It kind of took its toll here and hit all the way up here to this horizontal line. Okay, and it could bounce and it could go down. Now, if you take a look at this, the last time I did this, it went down here and it picked up 77 pips. This is a great move here. Okay, I mean, it may have taken all day, but you could have just taken one trade, and one trade would have paid the bills for the week for a lot. It would have paid a lot of money on this particular trade. So can you imagine doing this a couple of times a day, and then it bounced and it went all the way to the other direction? So I'm looking for that big move to happen again, and it just does it and does it. Look, it just did it over and over again. Look at this, from here to here. And where did it start? It started right around here, and it came back down. So this is how you have to look at charts to see where the money is and where it's going, and you have to see the highest point. And I like looking at the, if you can see this here, you see this right here, the circle I'm making on this, on the left-hand side of the screen, the 120. To me, I like working off of the 120 minute. So you can also rely on the indicators. So for those of you who don't know how to use the indicators, these are the signals. One second here. Put this back to a 60. Okay, you can obviously see that it's going up. So you want, when you're looking at indicators, you want everything to be in agreement. So if this is going up, do you see this 120? Let me erase this. Do you see this one here is the 120? Right here's the 120. Right here's the 240. Here's the 480. And here's the 720. So The 60-minute is going up. The 120, let me do a marker so I'm not losing you here. To see how this is going up? Let's go to the left side of the screen. You see how this is going up? This is going up, the 240, and then the 480 just turned. This right here is a trade. So when you have agreement right here, when you have agreement right here, and you have agreement right here, this is your signal that it's a trade. So right here, as a matter of fact, when the market's been closed for a couple of hours and it went down just like it's supposed to. All of a sudden, the market just opened up in Sydney, Australia, and the green candle started going. So you have a lot of agreement on this for dollar yen, USD, Japanese yen, for it to go up, and that's exactly what it's doing. These are called indicators. So the next signal that comes out from King Solomon is going to be on the US dollar or the dollar yen, and I would take that long. Very, very simple. Let me erase all this stuff here. Let's go to the next one. Euro yen. So you have, on the previous pair, everything was agreeing to go north. This one here is going north, and then it just went south. Okay, but look at your other candles here, your indicators. Okay, so this one's going up, this one's going down, this one's going sideways, this one's going sideways, and this one's going up. There's no agreement. So when there's no agreement, what do? Just move to the next trade. There is no trade there, at least not yet. Aussie dollar, I'm looking for this one to go short. And I've done my studying on the charts today. You have agreement here. Boom. You have agreement here. You have agreement here. And you have agreement here. You have 5 people. You have 5 people telling you this thing's going to go short. It's going to go short. Let's take a look at it on the MT4. Let's see what it looks like. Aussie dollar. Let's move this up a little bit. You see this here? This is Aussie dollar. What our charting system just said. This is a trade to go south. This one is moving south. So this is a great trade to take right now. I would probably wait till it gets after this point. Oh, it's already past it. So the reason why it's going yellow right now is because the market just opened. So this thing is definitely going to go south. And we have all kind of agreement. So the only thing that I think stopping it is, let me see, are we on 60 minutes? Yes. It may take a while. Let me erase this first so you can get a better picture of it. Let's see where the money is right here. So this is the money hasn't hit here yet. It hit here and it bounced. The money hasn't hit this line yet. 69. Now let's put a horizontal ray on it first. 69,675. So we have about 2 pips before it gets here. Once it breaks this line, it may bounce a little bit, but once we get volume, see this line here is a very strong support line. It's hit 1, 2, 3, 4 times here, and then a few days ago it hit 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times just in the last history. And what it's going to do is probably going to break through this here and go all the way along like it broke through. It took a little bit, it even went here and it came back down. Whoops, I don't want to do that. What's going to happen is it's already hit this thing 3 and 4 times. So what I think it's going to do, there's a tremendous amount of pressure for it to go south. So when this thing hits 69,675, it's going to go short. Just to make sure, it may even go down to here and bounce back up. So I would I would wait till it hits right there. If it breaks the 69,620, it's going to go long. I mean, it's going to go short. Let's take a look at it on the longer time frame. Let's look at it on the 120. Yeah, so it's got a little bit of ways to go to get here, but when it does, let's see if there's another line here to show you. So it hit here at this particular, oh, it even hit here. Look at this. When it hit here, look how far it went down. That's a lot of money here. So what I would do is wait till it gets to like the 69,620 and then take it. You don't have to rely on that. You'll get sent a signal from King Solomon, one of these purple signals, to take it short. It's all we have to do in Forex is just look at the history. And you get a better view of history when you go to the 120 minute. And it sure shows it here. Every time it hits this line, it just goes down. Look at that, down. There's another one right there. So I'm thinking when it gets down to here, it's going to go short. We're going to be just fine on this one. Let's go back to here. Let's put this at 160 at 20. Just go to your keyboard and put 60M. Boom. All right, let's go to the next trade. Pound dollar. Let's open this up. Okay. I didn't want that. Okay, let's go to a horizontal line. Let's see the highest point of the day. And let's get the lowest point of the day. And let's see where we're at. We're right here. All right, so what is this thing going to do? Boy, this is a very, very strong, in this case, since the money's on this side, this is a very, very strong resistance line. If this thing breaks this line here, it's going to go north, okay? If it bounces, look at all the times it's bounced and gone down. In this case, it broke and went north. It's bounced and gone down. It's bounced and gone down. This one was a pretty good one. So this has the potential of being a very good trade. It can stop right there, or it can go all the way down here. Now, once it gets down here, it might bounce, or it may create a new low. This is the highest it's been, and this is the lowest it's been. So if you kind of want to take a look at it this way, even though this one kind of went up, it's still on a downtrend. It just kind of went up, but it's still coming back down. So that's what Forex is. It's just a game of currencies going up or down. So there's a lot of pressure. Do you see these Bollinger Bands? They're starting to bend. They're starting to bend here. Let's take a look at our indicators. Right now, there's not this is a 60-minute window, and it's obviously going down. It kind of went up a little bit, but the biggest trend is going down. This one here, this money rope is what I call it. It's kind of bending. This one's kind of bending, and this one's going way down. So there's almost agreement. So if you're looking to trade pound dollar, I would wait a couple hours to see what this trend is going to do. There's no signals on it yet, but there will be. Look at that, it just bounced. Let's take a look. Let's see if it goes red. Let me look at pound dollar on this side. Yeah, look at this. This is a big downtrend here. If you look at the 4-hour, there's a kind of like a trend reversal here. It looks like it's going down. It's probably, there's a lot of pressure. Look at this red bar here. There's a lot of pressure for it to go down. Yeah, this is going to be a really good trade. If you take a look at it, man, there's a lot of real estate that it can move to. Lots of real estate. So this is something I would definitely look at. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. We're going to look at one more trade. Let's look at dollar Swiss. Right, so this is the highest it's been, which is today. And it started to go down. And it hit this line, this trend line here, and then it bounced up. So what do we do here? This is also a trend line. I think with this amount of pressure, it's probably going to go down unless it breaks this. And I'm looking for a horizontal. Okay, so you got to, this is very important to figure out where the money is right now. If it breaks 94,570, it's probably going to continue to go north. If you take a look at it, even though the money's kind of moving sideways here, the money's kind of moving sideways here, but the overall direction of this is long. So if it breaks through this line here, 94,570, it's going to continue to go north. Let's see what the 120 minute says, so we take a longer look at it. Yeah, it's been on an uptrend for a long time. Yeah, let's see what it does here after the 94,570. We'll take a look at that. So there hasn't been a lot of movement in the market today. Everything's just been kind of moving sideways. I kind of looked at, I was only able to scrape together about 2 or 3 trades. But we need to get everybody all trained up before and open up demo accounts so we can, the people that are on the call right now, they may be brand new. I know I have some students on an international level that look at the training on YouTube after this is done. 'Cause like people in Australia are just, they're just waking up. I have some students in Singapore, so they saw yesterday's video. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and conclude with that. And I'll have this video posted up on YouTube here shortly. So, but anyway, from the trading places in Sydney, Guajardo, hope you have a great day today. I know it's a crazy world out there, so be nice and say hi to somebody. Let's make some friends. And I really believe we're put on this planet to help people that can't help themselves. So be nice to people. We definitely need some more of that. But anyway, we will talk to you tomorrow. What's today? Thursday? Nope. Today's the last day. We'll do it Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll see you. Thank you. Bye-bye.